All right, everybody, welcome to episode number 58 of our Local to Global run. We arrive in November of 2008. We finally got pay-per-view after my snafu from 12 parts ago, I guess 11 maybe. And we're making $1 million in pay-per-view revenue, which is definitely going to be very helpful, especially as the economy collapses in the game world, meaning we should get less and less money. That having been said, uh, our pay per view pretty much pays for all of our workers. And that's definitely going to be going up as we progress because we're going to be hiring more people. People we have are going to want more money in their renegotiations when their extensions come up. And so that's always going to have to be changing and it's always going to go up, unfortunately. But that having been said, we sit here pretty well. We're at 65 in the Southeast. We're a far cry away from 77 popularity. We need 5 of those, including the Southeast and one of the other ones. However, I am hopeful um, that we're going to be able to punch up some of our stats when we eventually kill UPW. That probably isn't going to happen for a while. They're down to $3 million, and they've been hemorrhaging money for years because of me. Yes, I did that. I did not want to click on Sean Waltman. Please take him down. Uh, Brian Danielson is still there for about another 506 days, so he's stuck in UPW while we're out doing this. We've got no surrender this month, and I've got a plan for it, and I think it should be pretty good. But without further ado, we're going to begin now and get going through it. This might be another dual parter. By dual parter, I mean where we do 2 months at the same time. That might be what we're going to have to do here on out to try and get more out as possible, and that way we can kind of do 2 months at a time because the 1 month at a time kind of may not work. And not to mention, with the plan I have, we're gonna have a lot more content, but you'll find out what that means here in a little bit. And we'll try to make this more streamlined and get through it a little faster. So, because we've got to get these numbers up. And I don't know if me trying to book is going to do that very well. So I'm going to try and come up with a plan. Scratch that. I've already come up with a plan. I'm going to see if that plan works. And it's all going to have to start here in a little bit. But for now, I'm going to pause the recording. I'm going to go book the show, and I'll meet you when I'm done with that. All right. All right, here we are. Weekly event, or TNA Explosion number 95, held in front of 5,222 people in the Viking Hall of Bristol. We start off with a decent pre-show match. That's right. Main evented the pay-per-view on the pre-show. He and Tomko are tagging with Chad Collier against Maven and the Haas brothers, and Lance Cade wins, hitting Russ Haas, again, Russ taking the pin. Getting a segment rating of 62, and Lance Cade came out of the match looking pretty good. I have no problem with that. Kevin Steen comes out, he's cutting a promo, he wants the shot against Sting, and we'll see if such a thing is going to be in his future or not. Probably not. But we then followed up with, oh, what in the fuck? Okay, random John Layfield versus CM Punk match. CM Punk beats John Layfield. This was just to give CM Punk a nice, simple little win. And he ended up having a phenomenal match, and they have good chemistry. I will take note of that. That is very good. I am very happy to see that. We then followed up. Johnson comes out. He announces who the number 1 contender is going to be for the TNA World Heavyweight Champion at No Surrender. And according to what he says in the promo, he, Jarrett, Austin, Foley, and a mystery 5th individual sat down and talked about where the company's going, his vision, so on and so forth. And the 5th person pitched Batista being the guy to go out and take on Sting for the world title. Dwayne also mentions this something like, maybe there's a bit of like a bet or a deal going on. He doesn't go very much into detail, but he does announce it's going to be Batista, who's going to be involved in the who's going to be involved in the world title picture. Austin, we cut to the back, and Austin's watching the monitor. He's not happy about it. Clearly, there was a vote. It was 3-2. Dwayne and the fifth guy, and Mick Foley getting outvoting Austin and Jarrett. We then followed up. Nigel McGuinness gets beat by Abyss in 10 minutes or 12 minutes. Abyss retains the United States title. It's his 7th defense. A 48 segment rating. We then follow that up. Vampiro versus Batista in another very good match. I am very happy about this. I pray to God the main event does not suck, because this is a pretty good show so far. Batista comes out, beats up Vampiro, beats him with a Batista bomb, and we go home. He gets a victory. Not too shabby, considering not too long ago he was losing, and he was barely being booked. Turns out when you throw your chips behind the right guy, or the right people, sometimes things go your way. And then we follow that up. Camp Cornette is in the back. Lesnar's pissed, and it's essentially Lesnar's super angry, and everyone's trying to like, yo, hey, calm down here. Bob Holly is just kind of sitting in the corner. He's not trying to get in there because he knows how that Brock Lesnar could probably throw around Al Snow, Jerry Lynn, and Jim Cornette if he really wanted to. And essentially they all agree with Brock Lesnar. Again, he's being snubbed, he's being set over there. He should very clearly be in more of a contention role than he is, and he is very pissed that it keeps getting given to other people. And then whenever he does get a shot, it's in some weird gimmick or he gets screwed out of it. All of that's being voiced, and Jim Cornette's trying to calm him down. We then followed up. The tag team champions AJ Styles and Matt Hardy come out, are in the back. They're getting ready for the match. They got the titles, hyping each other up, and then they go out to go wrestle Al Snow and Jerry Lynn. They go out after trying to calm down Brock Lesnar, which they were somewhat successful in doing. They then go out there and they get beat by the reigning tag team champions. AJ Styles hit Twist of Fate, Spiral Tap for the victory. A final segment rating of a 68, and we get a 74. We will take that, and we made $41,000. Oh, we got a 66 in the Southeast. Okay, that's really good. 49, 57, 59, 66, 57. Very good. All right, that was a surprisingly good show, all things considered. Those two matches, I knew the main event was going to be good. It was going to be in the 60s. I was hoping it would maybe be 70s, but sometimes you can't win them all. I was very surprised by that John Layfield CM Punk one. Maybe not Vampiro versus Batista. I don't remember if I had them wrestle before, but I know Vampiro is capable of going out and doing pretty well for himself. Kit Montana's ending. Where is it? Here it is. 469,000 people watched that episode. I could have rounded up, say 470,000. Alex Shelley is being brought back. Don't pay attention to that man. We ended up. We hemorrhaged the bleeding a little bit, but we are losing a lot of money already. Not even an event can stop that. Well, I guess we've always profited off of our pay-per-views or main events and whatnot. So I guess this is going to be no different. We'll have one more show before No Surrender, and then we'll be moving on to phase 2 of this plan I got. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to pause the recording, and I'll meet back up with you in just a little bit. All right, here we are. TNA Explosion number 96, held in front of 5,655 people in the Viking Hall of Bristol. With one bit of popularity, we got 400 more paying customers in the building. With that, we have this pre-show match. Michael Shane this time teams with the Brainbusters against Maven and the Haas brothers. And Lance Cade again beats Russ Haas. Tomko had a 39, and Lance Cade had an 80. That's pretty damn good. 65 segment rating, good. Lance Cade's looking good. We then followed up. We found some guy outside. He had a sign that said "Will wrestle for food." So we brought him in there and we fed him to Abyss, who beat the hell out of him and then wins. This was not supposed to be a good match. It's just he showed up and said, "Hey, can you use me today?" Sure, come on in. We'll just let Abyss kill you. Um, then we have this match, this promo. Jarrett and Austin are trying to pry out of Mick Foley, why did you do this? You've kind of made this really difficult on us. We don't even know if, the plan's going to work. What if Sting loses? Then we have to uphold this deal for December. We don't even know. Dwayne comes in. He thanks Mick Foley, and he tells, Jarrett and Austin, I'll see you guys later. We then follow that up. Vampiro gets beat by Rodrageous. Outrageous, and gets beat, 64. I guess Vampiro, I keep throwing him into matches where I think, like, it'll be an okay, like a 50s something match, and he keeps surprising me. Maybe I should put a belt on him and not have him lose. Punk's back. He's ready to wrestle, and he wins again. They have pretty good chemistry. This time, about twice as long as it took for him to beat John Layfield. He beats Chris Hero with the top rope pedigree, a segment rating of 63. We follow that up, pre-match promo. Essentially what this is, it is the tag team champions and the world heavyweight champion against the challengers, all of which are part of The Rock's vision, the new vision, or whoever the fifth guy's vision is. So they're going to take on Shawn Michaels and Samoa Joe. Those are the two guys for the tag team titles. And Batista, the World Heavyweight Championship contender. They're getting ready for their match. They're hyping each other up. They then go out there. Ooh, okay, that's a little lower than I was hoping, but those are pretty high. The match is pretty much back and forth, and Batista gets disqualified while fighting Sting, which leads to a post-match beatdown. Or post-match brawl. Maybe beatdown is the best way to say it, because it's no clear winner. And essentially it's one of those things where, you can have Tony Schiavone screaming in the background, "We gotta go!" as it fades out and you go into the next one. Actually 2008, you probably don't get social media videos of how the fight ends. So as far as the viewing audience at home, you don't really see who wins the fight. 72. All right, we will take that. $44,409. And a couple more bips. One in the Northwest and one in the Tri-State. We will take that. Hi, you look like modern day Colt Cabana. I can't tell if that's a genuine smile or if it's just like, oh god, I'm about to have my photo taken. Like one of those things when you're out of school and they're like, all right, tilt your head to the left, tilt your head to the right, smile wide. 464,000. Somehow that went down. Kofi got a blown eardrum. Oh no. We have a lot of developmental requests. People want out of developmental hell. Which, you know what? Fair. Don't worry. We'll deal with that. Evil Teddy Hart is back. Finance. Oof. Hopefully no surrender. Turns out to be the cash cow that I hope it is. I think if we beat that, I'm hoping we get 1.2. I think that'd be a pretty good number for our pay-per-view revenue, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to go book the pay-per-view. I've already got 4 matches ready to go for the pre-booking, so that way we get a bonus to our attendance. And that was all I needed this time. Only 4 matches, and we got up to the large boost, so that was pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and go book the show, and I'll meet you back here in just a second. Alright, here we are at TNA No Surrender 2008, held in front of a, I believe, sold-out crowd at the Thompson Bowling Arena. 21,678 individuals here to witness this pay-per-view headlined by Batista versus Sting. Lance Cade versus Vampiro is the opening match, and Lance Cade beats Vampiro and gets a 73 for it. Very, very good way to start off the night. We then follow that up with a United States title match. Abyss beats Mark Jindrak and defends it for the ninth time. We then follow that up. CM Punk comes out, starts cutting a promo. He challenges somebody to a match. Anybody who in the back who feels like they have the temerity to beat him. Out comes Chono. They have that's a pretty good rating. Out comes Chono, and CM Punk and him have a great wrestling match with fantastic heat. Ends in about 11 minutes. CM Punk beats Masahiro Chono. Following the match, Chono is getting to his feet. Misawa comes out. He's dressed in plain clothes, and they start arguing with each other. And they're not very happy with either one, I suppose. We then follow it up. Kevin Steen has a X Division title match tonight against Takashi Iizuka. He's here with El Generico, and they're having a hyping up promo. They then go out there. They then go out there and they have a 19-minute match that Takashi Iizuka wins. It was a car crash style match. Iizuka was visibly tiring toward the end. That was probably too long for him, and that probably hampered the segment rating. But that is still a pretty good rating, all things considered, just not as high as I was hoping. We then followed that up with the Tag Team Championship match. Shawn Michaels and Samoa Joe beat AJ Styles and Matt Hardy when Shawn Michaels pinned Matt Hardy with a super kick. Despite going over and winning a belt, Shawn Michaels was very unhappy. That is not good, but we still got a 74. I'll go talk to Shawn about this in a little while. We then follow that up. Batista comes out, or his music starts to play, and instead of Batista coming out walks Paul Heyman, debuting in TNA wrestling for the first time in front of the sold-out Tennessee crowd. And then Batista comes out. We now know who the fifth guy was. It is Paul Heyman, an 85 segment rating. We then go down to the match between Batista and Sting. Oh, that's a 53. We're not going to talk about that. Batista wins. Shawn Michaels, Batista, and Samoa Joe celebrate in the ring, and Paul Heyman cuts a promo about it is time, instead of, lack of vision, whatever, it's time to return to how alternative wrestling should be. You have WCW, you have WWE, and now you're going to have the return of the Tribe of Extreme. All of them throw down their belts, and Paul Heyman pulls out the ECW World Heavyweight title and the ECW World Tag Team titles, and they raise them up. And now ECW is going to be a thing here. Ooh, that doesn't salvage it. Okay, I was hoping it would. It did not. All right. Shawn was not happy. I don't know why he phoned in that performance. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of unhappy people that I have to buy off. We will deal with that in a minute. Abyss. What? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Was there anybody that was super... Kevin was upset. Who's... I don't think anybody else was upset. I'll give it to Sting, being a good trooper. Shawn Michaels was very happy. Seemed pleased. Oh, well, we made $1.5 million and almost got to 1.2, so I will take that. All right, I'm happy that didn't go down. We did take a bip, so it's in the red. Everything else went up by 1, except Quebec, except all of Japan, all of Europe, Australia, and India. But that's still pretty good. We're in the double digits in England. We're in double digits everywhere in Mexico, and now double digits everywhere in Canada. That is very good. Media scrum. We didn't see Bob Holly. He was not happy about it. Is this a sign that he's in the doghouse? No. How are you intending to use your new signing, Shane Douglas? And how hard he works. We didn't see James Storm. You shouldn't be making public comments. Just giving him a little break. You recently made a new signing, Miro. Shh, we don't talk about it. There are no free rides at TNA. Shawn Michaels has not hidden his unhappiness at TNA as this is affecting backstage morale. Are you considering moving him from the roster? He has a selfish personality, is currently angry. A valued member. Oh, please, Shawn Michaels. Shane Douglas wasn't happy. That's fine. Oh, is that why Shane? Oh, that's why Sean's upset. I signed Shane Douglas, and Sean doesn't like Shane Douglas for wrestling lore reasons I can't recall off the top of my head right now. All right. Oh, hey, fucking! What a big surprise! Triple H wins a title at Survivor Series. We went head to head with Survivor Series, and we almost had the same attendance. I will gladly take that. The idea that WWE and TNA sold almost the same amount of tickets for a live show is wild. In Demand is unhappy. It did not meet their minimum requirements. Yeah, I'm not happy about it either. 1.3 million buys. Somehow we're averaging less than $1 a pay-per-view buy. I don't know how that makes any sense, but that's fine. We are currently overshot by $1.6 million. Just a small amount. What is our minimum quality is a 66. Ooh. Okay. We're let us adjust the time slot. I don't want to go down to graveyard. Can we go to, like, early eve? Nope. I mean, late night's probably the cheapest, is the lowest we can go. I mean, we could go daytime. We could do that. Um, and we wouldn't have to worry about the minimum quality. I just think that that would be, well, I mean, we're making $1 million off of it. We could see how it goes. You know, if we go this, and we'll see how it goes next time. Because that should nip that in the bud before that gets any worse. All right. We are Final Resolution. That's the one that I thought it was going to be, so I'm happy that it is. Because that means, because it was either that or Genesis. I couldn't remember which one was January and which one was December. Actually, is Genesis my January one? I can't remember. It is, yeah. So I was like, is it going to be Genesis or Final Resolution? So it might be ECW Genesis. I'm still not 100% sure on the order of that, but we will talk about that later. I'm going to go ahead and book the next show, and I'll see you in just a second. Alright, here we are. TNA Explosion number 97. Held in front of almost 6,000 people in the Viking Hall of Bristol. Michael Shane takes on Mitsuharu Misawa in the opener, and Misawa easily dispatches the former TNA World Heavyweight Champion. A 50 segment rating. Not a good rating, but it is a rating. We then followed up. Matt Hardy talks about a promo. His disappointment. Styles is not here today. Otherwise, they'd maybe do something. They'd try to fight, get another rematch or something. However, it's just him here today, and he's not even booked because of a change of plans that were not left up to him. We then followed up. Lesnar is in the back. Cornette's hyping him up, so on and so forth. He then goes out there and beats up Maven pretty well. He did get injured a little bit, a swollen calf muscle. So he probably got like a leg whip or something. So he was kind of hurt a little bit. 58 segment rating, nothing too bad. We then have this weird match. Bob Holly, Rodriguez, Mark Jindrak, and Vampiro. Or some people call him Vampiro, dude. Vampiro wins this match, beating Mark Jindrak with a Michinoku driver, a 64. We then followed up with another, with a Dwayne Johnson promo. Talking about how his vision didn't come to pass, but he's more than willing to hop on to a train that'll take him to somewhere close to where he wanted to go. We then have a backstage promo with Samoa Joe and Shawn Michaels, and they come out and they take on America's Most Wanted for the first time in a long time that they've been seen, and they get beat. Shawn Michaels and Samoa Joe non-title match, get a 67. That is then followed up with Paul Heyman coming out and announcing that at Final Resolution there will be kind of like a Survivor Series-esque style match. If Dwayne Johnson and Paul Heyman's guys win a majority, then ECW will be reborn, and it will be a separate entity than TNA, essentially taking half of the pay-per-views and taking people from the roster. There will be a draft, and so on and so on and so forth. Austin and The Rock come out. They continue this. So you have three phenomenal talkers, and they get a 91. Good way to end off the show. A 76. I will take that. Injury, swollen calf muscle. Ooh, well, I mean, that'll be the day before Final Resolution. I might actually push it back and have it be the 28th of December. We'll see. We made $56,000. That's the most we've made in a while. 4 bips. All right, this is going pretty good. Hi. Why do you... Is that your hand doing that, or is that just a finger you got pressed into your cheek? It'd be kind of weird if it was just your finger. Your hardcore skill is very low. Although then again, you are 5'6" and 194 pounds. So I guess that shouldn't be too surprising. I just saw Shark Boy. Am I blind? Ah, Ian Rotten and Shark Boy. They've been bonding recently. That's good to know. Lesnar's hurt. That's fine. Petey Williams dating. 531,000 people. We finally cracked 500,000. Hell yeah, we take that. All right. Is there anybody that has major anger problems? Austin's toxic. Still. Nope, it's just Sean. All right. Well, time to buy off Sean. I might have to give him a fair amount more. Here's 25 grand. All right, you're annoyed. I can deal with that. Whew. All right. We are sitting at $1.5 million over, and we got one final show for this month. I might not combine them, as I was thinking, because I forgot. Technically, I think next month we're gonna have not only the big pay-per-view and the end of the year recap, but I think this was gonna be 5 weekly shows. I could be wrong on my math there, but I think it's gonna be that much. So there's gonna be a lot going on. So that might be best to have it be its own thing. So I'm gonna skip ahead to the final show of this episode, and then I will meet back up with you when I'm done. Alright, here we are, TNA Explosion number 98. Close to the 100th show. This is being held in front of, again, just about the same amount of people, almost 6,000, at the Viking Hall of Bristol. Pre-show match, Maven versus Bob Holly. Bob Holly wins with a Falcon Arrow, a 64 segment rating. That's a good way to start off. Austin comes out, cuts a promo, says that he thinks that he has selected the right individuals to take on Paul Heyman's hand-chosen individuals, who we haven't seen everybody just yet. And that, he's confident that when all is said and done on Final Resolution, December 28th, ECW will not be resurrected. It'll just be TNA wiping them out. Essentially, just one of those style promos. Misawa and Lance Cade come out. They have a 60 segment rating, and Lance Cade beats Mitsuharu Misawa in a pretty decent match, all things considered. Lesnar comes out. He's hurt. He's working hurt. His calf is still hurting him. He's going to come out. He's going to take on CM Punk. One of the things that Austin said in his promo was that he wanted to see the best out of his individuals, because technically the TNA World Heavyweight Champion is still Batista, even though he tossed it aside and is wearing the ECW one. So what he wants to see is he wants to have individuals prove to him that they deserve the opportunity to represent TNA as their champion. Lesnar, again, he's been mad for months, that he keeps getting snubbed, but he is like, okay, well, fine, I get to kill people and I'll get the title. Sweet. Goes out there, kills CM Punk. A 77 segment rating, hits a shooting star press for good measure. He worked through his injury without it affecting the match. Very, very, very good. I'm going to regret not having this as the main because I've had them wrestle before and they never fought this well. Matt Hardy and Sting are going to have a match. AJ Styles is here, but he's in the main event. He's taking on Samoa Joe, not Batista. Batista is going to be teaming here with Shawn Michaels. Oh my God, this was another great segment rating. And why does Batista have excellent chemistry with Shawn Michaels teaming together? Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe I should have given the world title to Samoa Joe, because I did not realize this was a thing. This is a really good segment rating. That was a 77, then a 73. God, AJ and Samoa Joe should be better than that, but it's gonna be like a 58. Batista and Shawn Michaels beat Matt Hardy and Sting. Shawn Michaels hit Sting with a super kick and pins him for the win. We then head off into, then they get up and celebrate, holding up the ECW titles, tag team titles, and then we have the main event. It's a 64. Styles beats Samoa Joe with a spiral tap, and TNA wins, gets a victory to finish out the night. Still a 70. You know what? I'll take that. A $56,000 day, and two bips, two increases, and bips in quite a few other spots. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Why? Oh. Lesnar and Punk was the best match of the night if I'd have swapped Styles and Joe with Punk and Lesnar. Oh, that could have been, that might have been an 80. Oh, that'd have been so nice. It would have been one of my top 5 shows of all time. Also, Rey Mysterio is around. I did try to make him an offer. I'm too small. He is not interested. 483,000. Shane Douglas is here. But that'll be for probably the next episode. Because we're 30 minutes into this one. And we've still got one little segment to skip through. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pause and we'll just reconvene back in a couple days. So we can go over any miscellaneous stuff. All right, here we are. We're at the end of the month. We're now in December. Financially, we made $750,000, and I was prepared to blow all of that on Rey Mysterio. Oh my God, we made money developmentally. What? Never mind, we did not. We actually lost $60,000. Oh. So what does that mean? Because I thought if I didn't make any money from that, did you make money? Oh, oh, did you make money here? Yes. Okay, so this is where we got our money from. So I guess if a company makes money, which Impact Pro Wrestling now is, then that's just separate from these two. Yeah, because I had to pay them $52,000, and I had to pay you 8. All the knockouts only had to pay $8,000. They made $60 in pay-per-view revenue. That's nice. How's your size coming along? You're still not doing well. Are you in Mid-South? You are. Have you gone up in the Mid-South? Oh, you did. You actually did go up 1 bip. Is that just not a good region for female wrestling? Do I need to, like, change that? Maybe I do. That may be something I have to do. But, because for some reason, they are not moving up very much at all. Let's see. What else? Merch. Dwayne sold 500,000. Steve sold almost 4. Foley got 90. Matt Hardy got 77. He's the 4th highest selling guy we've got still. That's amazing. Brock Lesnar only sold 13. Styles only sold 10. Our upgrade progress is getting there. That should only be, what, another 4 months? No, 2 months. Another 2 months, and we'll actually be there. Damn, if only that would have been done for Final Resolution, we could have potentially made a lot of money. Um, Significantly more money, anyway. Um, let's see. Anything else that we could point a finger at? Oh, I guess we can go take a look real quick. Ultimate Pro Wrestling lost $300,000. We take that. Uh, on the other hand, WCW gained $5 million, and the WWF gained 9.5. We are a long way from that. Are they making money on their developmental? Yep, they're making money on their developmental. Which, I mean, technically, on one of my three, I'm making money, but the technicalities don't really help me. Uh, yeah, I think that's about it. Are we able to run house shows? If we activated, oh, we need 12 wrestlers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9. Okay, that doesn't really help. But we are the 7th ranked company in the world. We have $3.5 million. Actually, you know what that means? What I could do, would that be under investments? It is upgrade. If I were to upgrade, uh, it would cost a little bit more money. Maybe I won't. I could do it in India, and that shouldn't hurt too much, but I don't think it would be enough of a benefit to justify doing that. So I guess I won't. Although you can look at it this way. The developmental money that we actually made from Impact Pro Wrestling covered the cost of running the our own broadcaster, our own pay-per-view broadcaster. Anything else here that is of note? Because it does not look like it. Nope. So here is how things stand. We're 7th in the world. We have $3.5 million. We've got a pretty halfway decent plan coming up here. Big blow off. Actually, while I'm here, I should probably move Final Resolution uh back to the 4th Saturday. There we go. What? Why didn't you save? Oh, that's because the next scheduled one is still there. The 28th. There we go. So that should give us how many more? Is that enough? Is that 4? I don't think that's 4. I think that's 3. Yeah, that should be 3 more shows before the pay-per-view. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hopeful. I think it'll go well, and I'm hoping my idea for this brand split is going to go the way that I hope, because the idea should be I have 2 brands. I have TNA, which is the one that I go in and I book myself, and then ECW. I'm not going to book that. I'm just going to let that be like auto booker. I'm just going to leave that to be that. Uh, and it'd be like, yeah, Paul Heyman runs that. So I have no idea what the hell Paul Heyman's doing. I'm just going to be doing this over here. And I'm going to hope it works. It's an idea. If it doesn't work, then we do what we do for all ideas that don't work, and we just scrap it halfway through. But that is where we're going to end off this episode. I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one.